Tony, I remember you, a friend to all you met, yeah, that was you. We were only casual friends, you know that's true. Still, I can't help feeling sad, you're gone so soon. They tell me that you fought to the end, that makes me proud of you. It's too soon to see you go, too soon for all the loved ones that you know. A candle flickers out 'neath the pale November moon. It's too soon.
My home is actually situated across the street, at kind of, a couple miles outside of the city, near the town landfill. And a lot of folks think they're doing their animals a favor when they decide to abandon them by putting them at a place where there's a known food source. And also there's a fish camp right by where I grew up at. And I'll tell you, lately there's been an epidemic of folks dropping off dogs. I always, especially if they're dark colored and it's nighttime and I think there's a good chance of them getting hit, I will always try to stop and see if I can get them to come to me. If I can, there's actually one I've been working on for a week or so down there that he's just always in the road. He's got a collar, but he's not from there, and he'll just bay and bark at night, and so I go out and try to see if I can catch him. I've fed him a couple times, haven't been able to get to him. But anyway, today I go over to feed my animals and my daughter's animals at her house, which is next door to mine. And I go up and I don't even notice this little dog because the coloration is similar to the wooden deck, and it waits till I get right close to it and it goes, and it comes up so humble. It's a little pit mix. It comes up so humble, obviously very hungry, and you can see that it's had a worn collar on its neck. And now I know sometimes dogs can get skin cancer, and people just don't have the money to take care of them the way they need to be taken care of. And of course, I've had folks. We had a dog just like that, actually. That it was my dad's last dog, and I just did not want to consign him to being put in a cage, for the rest of his life. I wanted him to live his life out, and he did. He lived on like another 3 years, but people would look at him and go, he has mange. Actually, he had skin cancer, and he was fed like $100 bags of food. So it's like, you don't always know what the situation is, and people tend to get a little judgy when they see animals that obviously aren't in good shape. And that kind of happened to me today, because I immediately went, when I see this dog's got this burned in spot on its neck, but then I realized it has mange all over. So anyway, here's a few pictures of it. I posted it on the community board, and I'm hopeful we can find an owner or someone willing to help this little guy out. We keep a cage outside because this has become such a regular thing that I can, if they come up and they're the little dogs, one of the little dogs is kind of I'm gonna put a picture of my little dog Boo Boo, and she's a little intense. She will go after a big dog, and sometimes that doesn't work out great for her. So that's why. But this dog is super humble, by the way, really, really gentle, and just seems sad to have been abandoned. And I know somebody dumped him off down there because he just has the temperament not of a wild animal, like of a pet. So anyway, here's a few pictures.
All you met, yeah, that was true. We'll carry your spirit as we move along. Tony, I remember you, a friend to all you met, yeah, that was you. We were only casual friends.
Feelings about the fast are pretty good right now. Went through some moments for sure where I felt like terrible, and had one moment yesterday where the thing about it is you're not eating anything. I'm not eating anything super high fiber just yet. I'm going to be doing more of that, but I had a moment yesterday where I really had to just stop and grab my stomach, where it really wrenched my guts at a certain point. And I don't know if that's just the old bad stuff going out or what, but it was over in a moment. But anyway, feeling pretty good now. 22 hours I fasted today and ended that with a couple of bites of rotisserie chicken, and then a few hours later I had a 12-ounce steak with some little bit of fiber, a little bit of broccoli, and instead of the potatoes that come with that dish, which I would normally have, instead I had some really light mayo type coleslaw, which I felt like was probably a lot lower carb than the potatoes. So yeah, we're gonna try this again tomorrow. I'm feeling good about the 16 hours. That's not too challenging. Let's see if we can keep the momentum, you know. And tomorrow I'm supposed to have my first workout. So I mentioned earlier about a fast kind of having the ability to make you real serious real fast, and kind of feel like it's sort of stealing your joy at times. And I definitely pushed through some of that late last night. But then today, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. And there's always little treats you can give yourself. Like, for example, when I'm on that stretch, that longest stretch, really, which for me is sometime in the afternoon when I stop eating until I go to bed at night, there's a period of time where just out of habit, you want to have something. And for me, that thing that I can have is a sugar-free Italian ice at Jeremiah's, which is no sugar, no calories, basically like just flavored ice with artificial flavors. So I'm allowing myself that around 8 o'clock at night, and that definitely makes it a little bit easier. And as far as, you know, keeping your joy the rest of the time when you're in your window, without having stuff that's super bad for you, like French fries, which I'm just not having at all, or just pure sugar, there are ways, you know, make yourself feel better.